What's up, guys? Time to show off another build. This one is extra fancy. This is going out to Mr. Besonen. This is a color shift origami cerakote. Predominantly looks like it's a blue build, but depending on where you get in the light, it is a purple build, and it also is a teal build. But straight on, it's pretty much a blue build. So it just depends on where you're looking at it. And most of the pictures that I take are going to show that it's a blue build, because I can't really get into too many angles to show off where it's completely purple. You can see that you've got a different colored blue here, more of a teal. You've got purple through here. There's no blue at all. But straight on, it is very blue. So, this is a full cerakote build. Custom lasered dial. We lasered out the background, cerakoted the whole thing in origami, then cerakoted the whole thing in black. Then before baking it, knocked off all of the black that's on the raised Kraken itself. Backside looms. Everything on the watch is done in origami, which has a base black. Except for the bezel insert, or I'm sorry, the bezel itself. The accents on it are actually black filled. So we did everything in origami, baked it, did everything in black, and then wiped it off from all of the raised areas, leaving it black within, and then baked it. So those just kind of, they do look black, but you wouldn't necessarily, you just assume, oh, they're just engraved out, but it's actually cerakote inside there. So if we would have cerakoted them the same, they would have blended in a little bit, but you would have seen that they're, color shifting inside. This just gives the same look kind of as that background. Then I did a set of black mariner hands, and then everything else is done in origami, and then custom engraved Kraken logo, Kraken on the crown. But there's a good look at it. You can see the blue over here. Well, not when I... Blue, purple, teal. So that's the build. Bezel on it will turn left, it'll turn right. It is a tension ring bezel like the bulk of the watches that I do. So with the cerakote, it will stay pretty much where you want it to go because it has that extra tension on there. Automatic mechanical. You've got a rotor in the back here that as you move, it is winding. But if you are not going to be very active, make sure you wind it just a little bit. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. When you do that, you can now wind it. And a wind is clockwise. Man, I got something driving me nuts. Clockwise, it will wind. Going it the other direction doesn't wind it, but it is a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and go back and forth, where if you start threading it on, you can back it off and put a little tension on there. If you do that for 4 or 5 seconds, that mix with the rotor movement will keep your time throughout the day. But if you're going to be at a desk or driving all day, make sure you wind it just a little bit longer. You cannot overwind it. You have a slipping mainspring, so once it is fully wound, it's not putting any more pressure to that. When you're good with your winding, you're going to pull it to the one and only click, and you can now set your time. It does not have a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going on you. You'll also notice you've got a wobble crown. This deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it, you are not putting any adverse pressure on the movement or the keyless works. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 11:08 a.m.
11:08 a.m. When you're good, you're going to push it over, get it out of that time setting, and then wind it down. And then that is the build. Push pins, you just go to the recessed area, push them out that direction. When you're putting them back in, put the tapered end first, tap it back in even. Flip to the other side. These ones are flat. These ones are recessed. Tap these out. Reconnect where you want. go this way, tap it to where it's even. So put them back in the same way you've taken them out, in the same direction. So if you push it out that way, put it back in that way. Nothing drives me nuts more than somebody sending something my way and I see flats and recessed where they're just willy-nilly putting it in there. And I guess in the end it doesn't really matter, other than it just doesn't look right. So that's the build, Mike. I hope you like it, buddy. Oh, I wasn't telling you to do that. I was just letting you know in general. You've never done anything that I've thought. I think the last watch I got to you has a leather band too, so you definitely haven't done anything wrong. But yeah, every once in a while I get something like that. I'm like, buddy, what are you doing here? Or they'll send me a watch and it has individual links in the bottom. I'm like, oh, so they're just jingling all around, not only scratching each other, but scratching the watch too, and little pins in there too. Real cool. Put them together. Put them in a baggie. You know, have some pride. I don't know. If I'm talking to you, I'm sorry. Don't do it wrong anymore. But anyway, that's the build. Came out pretty awesome. We ended up messing up on this build. My guy did not understand what I wanted him to do. So at some point, I'll have another origami in black, where like the band is black, the parts of the case are black, all kinds of black involved. That's clearly not the same style build that you may be able to get your hands on. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just not what we were doing for Mike. So that's Mike's build. If you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe. Oh, did I even... Dude, I'm talking so much about this. Matching beads. You're going to get matching beads. You're going to get a 3D printed black Kraken treasure box. You're going to get watch cleaner, which is a foamer. It's good on all glass and metal parts, so this watch as a whole. No, non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue, as well as a microfiber. And you're also going to get some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's for that acrylic glass because you can scratch it. But if you do, you'll put a tiny bit of this on it and buff it out using your color matching microfiber. If you scratch a cerakote, that's different. That's like scratching your car. If you can see the silver, womp womp. Don't do it. Taking this watch apart will not be good on it. Having to take that bezel off, getting a knife in there to like separate it without like really gouging stuff, just to take things apart so I can re-cerakote. I'm gonna have to re-cerakote it anyway, so it's not like, oh, unless it's just your band. If it's anything up here, yeah, we have to redo the whole freaking thing. So try not to rub it on bricks or walls. I mean, I guess if the wall's made of bricks, if the wall's made of anything else, you're probably fine. But that's the build, man. Sorry I was cutting it short there. I went off on a tangent. Clearly somebody had sent me a watch not too long ago that had jingly pieces inside. And it made me think of that. So, hope you like it, buddy. If you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out. I'll see what I can do. If you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.